What's up, guys? It is early Monday morning, May 4th, and I kind of wanted to just jump in. I've been on a roll, just knocking these episodes out. Because, during the week I've been so busy that I've been kind of slacking, so I want to knock them out while I have time. Preview UFC 328. Hamzat Chimaev, the reigning defending middleweight champion of the world, is taking on number 3 ranked in the world at middleweight division, Sean Strickland. And this is going to be a crazy fight. It's going to be at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey, uh, this Saturday, May 9th. And we are going to be in for a treat because this fight is crazy. It's going to be crazy. I mean, the dominance that Hamzat Chimaev, Boris, has shown in his last three, um, it almost feels like, is there anyone at middleweight division that can beat him with his superior wrestling, his crazy grappling, the adjustments he made after like the Kamal Usman fight to come out and then just put away a former world champion and Bobby Knuckles, Robert Whitaker, like basically caved in his bottom teeth, broke his jaw, made him tap super quick with the rear naked choke, and then go out there and put on the performance at the United Center in Chicago to win the title against Dricus du Plessis, DDP. Um, he's almost like a runaway train right now, and nobody knows if they can stop that train. And but if anyone can do it, it might be Sean Strickland. And people can say what they want about Sean Strickland. You might not like him. He's very loud, very boisterous, says what he feels at the time, talks mad shit. Everyone is like, he's just like the entitled, like, white American guy who just says whatever he wants, says racial shit, says like a bunch of like crazy shit, like talking about uh, Muslim people, uh, just taking shots. I mean, he just takes shots at everyone. His last fight against Fluffy Hernandez, he put up that poster with him in like an ICE uniform because Fluffy's Mexican, or he's Mexican American. His parents are from Mexico. Um, I didn't take offense to it, and I'm first generation born, Mexican here in the States, and it sells fights. And you know, I give it to Sean Strickland because people can say what they want about him. Does he talk a lot of shit? Yes, he talks mad shit. Can he be very controversial? Absolutely. Does he say a lot of racist shit sometimes? Yes. Does he talk bad about the gays and the trans? Yes. I mean, he says a lot of off the wall shit. But there's like millions of people that talk this shit online, just like Sean Strickland. The difference is Sean Strickland will talk all this shit, but at the end of the day, he's going to step in the cage with that person that he's been talking shit about. And however it plays out, it's going to play out. And Sean Strickland's the type of guy who either is going to win and be gracious and still shake the guy's hand, or he's going to lose, be gracious, shake the guy's hand, and then own it in the post fight press conference. I'm not saying he's going to lose, but if Khamzat Chimaev goes out there and ragdolls him and beats his ass for 4 or 5 rounds, retains his title, Sean Strickland, if he doesn't get transported to the hospital, will be at the post-fight presser and be like, "Hey guys, what do you want me to say? He kicked my ass, but I'm still here." Like, he will own it, and that to me deserves a certain level of respect, because if you're willing to go out there, you know, step out onto that edge and talk the crazy shit that you talk, and say shit that most people don't say to people's faces. Like, you'll see it online all the time. People are constantly just trolling, talking shit because they know they're never gonna see that person. And this Sean Strickland is like, no, I'm gonna say what I feel, and then we're gonna go in there and we're gonna fight. And either I win or I'm gonna lose, but I'm gonna own it and I'm still gonna be me. I have a certain respect for Sean Strickland. I also have a certain respect for Hamzat Chimaev because he's not the same Chimaev. Like, when he first came in, he was crazy, grabbing the mic. "I'm gonna be the champ. I'm gonna kill everybody. Give me that bell." Wow, like crazy shit like that. I think he had a child recently. He got married recently. And he's like all about business. He's like, you know what? He's gonna say what he wants to say, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, we're gonna go in there, and I'm gonna beat him up. And he's much more chill these days. Hamzat Chimaev is, But man, you put that guy in the octagon, and he's a fucking animal. He is the Boris. He is the wolf, and I can't wait for this fight, man. Hamza Chimaev is a minus 550 favorite. 5-1. They have Strickland at a plus 400 right now on the initial betting lines on UFC.com right now, which I'm looking at. And if I had to pick, I think Hamza Chimaev wins. I think he's just going to dominate him in the grappling, possibly get a finish. But Strickland, everyone says that his grappling is underrated. Um, and I think for the first time, I thought Fluffy was going to take him to the deep waters, and he didn't make it out of the second round. Strickland stuffed takedowns, made him pay, worked him over, and stopped him. I was wrong on that fight. I thought Fluffy was going to get the better of Strickland, drag him in deep waters, and then stop him with either a TKO or a submission late. Strickland proved me wrong, and I got to tip my hat to him. But Hamzat Chimaev's level of wrestling and grappling is heads and shoulders above Fluffy Hernandez and most everyone else in the middleweight division. Nonetheless, the rest of the UFC. Outside of guys like Islam and maybe Charles's grappling is very, very good, but it's not like that Russian style grappling where it's just suffocating. And Hamzat does that just as good, if not better than everyone else. So if I had to pick, I'd take Hamzat Chimaev. I'd probably take the over 2.5, which was where the line's probably going to be set. I think Strickland's durable enough and stubborn enough to make it out of those first few rounds with the heavy onslaught that Chimaev brings, because he's going to sprint across the cage and just try to get Strickland down and get him out of there as soon as possible. Holland put up a fight for as long as he could. I think Strickland's going to put up a fight. Unless Hamzat just gets a locked-in rear naked choke right off the bat, I think Strickland will weather the storm, possibly take it past the second half of the fight. So maybe the 2.5 over is looking good. But, I just don't know, man. If Hamzat is on and he's motivated and he's angry and he's pissed, I don't even know. I don't even know. But he said that he's tapped him multiple times in sparring. Strickland says that he was getting the better of him in sparring. But this is the thing, man. When it comes to sparring, it's sparring. Sparring is one thing. But if sparring is ever going to be different, it's going to be with a guy like Sean Strickland, who goes full tilt. In all these videos that we see online of him sparring, this dude spars more than anyone else I've ever seen in my life. Like, even when I was still active towards the end of my career, I was sparring once a week, just to keep my body healthy and ready for the fight. This dude is sparring 3, 4, 5 times a week. He trains to fight by fighting, and it's not a bad mindset, man. If you're durable and you can stay healthy doing it that way, and he doesn't take a lot of shots, he has great defense. He uses that Philly shell very well for MMA. So for him, it works. So if anyone can fight off the onslaught that Hamzat Chimaev is going to bring, it's going to be Sean Strickland. Do I think he's going to win? I still think Hamzat walks out and still, but this fight can turn on a dime, man. If Sean Strickland lands a big shot, can frustrate Hamzat. We saw what happened with Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns was attacking at a guard, not letting Hamzat Chimaev pass to like side control or to get into these like advantageous positions to laying ground and pound like he did against DDP, where he, multiple times got him in the crucifix, just landing big shots. So it's going to be interesting, man. If Sean Strickland can do what Kamaru did, what Gilbert Burns did, he's got a good shot. So we'll see how it goes. I'm still going to lean Hamzat Chimaev for the win. But, man, this is going to be a damn good fight, man. And if anyone can do it, don't ever count Sean Strickland out. Never count him out. The co-main event, Joshua Van from Myanmar, fighting out of Houston, Texas, taking on number 3 ranked Tatsuro Taira from Okinawa, Japan. They have Tatsuro Taira as a slight favorite at minus 170. Joshua Van is a slight underdog at plus 140. This is going to be a classic striker versus grappler. Joshua Van has superior boxing. He's got a great gas tank. He never gets tired. He's going to push the pace. But Tatsuro Taira's jiu-jitsu is second to none in this division. I mean, he's getting this opportunity because he subbed two-time world champion Brandon Moreno, one of my favorite guys, in the second round. And this is after Brandon Moreno had him in a pretty much almost a full locked-in triangle for almost a minute and a half of the end of the first round. Tatsuro Taira did a really good job of pressing Brandon Moreno up against the fence, where Brandon really couldn't cup his own ankle and really use his foot to push off the hip to cut the angle to really lock in the triangle. But Tatsuro Taira has shown that he is a beast, man, and he is going to be looking to be the first Japanese fighter to win a UFC title in the history of the promotion. Well, in the recent days. Yeah. I want to say Yushin Okami was a champ, but maybe he wasn't. I think he challenged Anderson for the title, but I don't think he was ever the champ. But his last loss was to Brandon Royval back in 2024, and he lost a split decision. Royval out jiu-jitsu'd him, and he hurt him, and he beat him up. So if Joshua Van can kind of take a page out of Brandon Royval, where he's not getting caught in super bad positions, but stay on top and then do damage from there, he might be able to take Tatsuro Taira into the third, fourth, fifth round, really wear him down, and then use that superior cardio and the striking, especially his boxing, to get him out of there. Tatsuro Taira is deadly. If he gets to your back, it's almost a matter of time before he can get you out of there. But I'm going to go with Joshua Van, man. I'm going to go with H-Town boy Joshua Van at plus money, the champion, to retain his world title and stop Tatsuro Taira. I think he either stops him by knockout, or I think it's either going to be like a first round knockout where he catches him coming in, or he's going to drag him out to the later rounds, really wear him down to where Tatsuro Taira is just exhausted, and then he's going to catch him late. But I'm still going to ride with Joshua Van, H-Town's own, man. Let's go, Josh Van. The feature fight is going to be the big number 2 ranked heavyweight in the world, the big Russian Alexander Volkov is taking on number 4 ranked from Dominican Republic, República Dominicana, Waldo Cortez Acosta. Waldo Cortez Acosta, he's plus money at plus 140, taking on Alexander Volkov at minus 170. I just think Cortez Acosta is on a roll right now. I think he's just on a mission. He is on a mission, and he stays active. He's constantly just taking fight after fight after fight. I think after his last performance, he probably, I would say if everything was going well after coming out a knockout victory over the knockout king and the Black Beast Derek Lewis, he probably could have waited out to get maybe a title shot. But the way that the heavyweight division is going right now, you don't know how long Tom is going to be out. You don't know what's going to happen with Bejeda and Cyril Gane. So this is a good matchup for him against Alexander Volkov, ranked at number 2, who was, a lot of people thought he beat Cyril Gane in their last matchup. He's coming off the win against Jalton Almeida. Split decision loss to Cyril Gane in 2024, and the end of 2024, and then he beat Sergey Pavlovich before that in June of 2024. He's made a lot of growth. He's moved to Las Vegas from Russia, from Moscow, where he's from. He lives in Las Vegas. He trains at, I believe, Extreme Couture. And so he's making a lot of big leaps in his game. But I think Waldo Cortez Acosta is going to do enough to keep him on the feet. And the more you stand in front of Waldo Cortez Acosta, gives him more of an opportunity to get that knockout victory. I'm going to go with Waldo Cortez Acosta at plus 140 money. But it's going to be definitely going to be a challenging fight for Cortez Acosta as well as for Volkov. So let's see. Next fight down, welterweight bout, number 6 Sean Brady, which he'll probably get bumped to number 7 come Tuesday after the big win from Carlos Prates over JDM. He's taking on number 9, who will probably soon to be number 10, Joaquin Buckley. Sean Brady's minus money, 185. He is the favorite. I believe he should be the favorite, and I think he's going to get the win. I don't want to say submission, even though I think he could finish Joaquin Buckley, but we saw how Joaquin Buckley looked against Kamaru Usman. Kamaru controlled him in the wrestling department, really valued position over submissions. Kamaru doesn't take a lot of chances. Once he gets you down, he keeps you in a position. He's smart. He works you over from there, wins rounds just like that. And Joaquin Buckley just didn't have any answers. Sean Brady, if he's smart, he's going to watch what Kamaru did to Joaquin Buckley, pretty much run the same game plan, but Sean Brady has top level Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. He's a Jiu Jitsu black belt. He gets finishes, so if he gets to dominant positions similar to where Kamaru was, where he can either go to the back or move to side control or shoot for a Dars. It's hard for Sean Brady because he's similarly built like me. We're like 5'6", 5'7", short, stocky, have short arms. We're not really throwing in a lot of Darces and stuff. So he's going to be hunting for that neck, whether it's like a guillotine, high elbow guillotine, rear naked chokes, maybe a short, tight arm bars like that. But I really think Sean Brady's going to get this win. I don't really know what that does for him, especially because he's fighting back to fight number 9, Joaquin Buckley. So, I mean, it can't do wrong, but he's got to get the win. If he loses to Joaquin Buckley, he's going to just drop farther down, and Joaquin Buckley's going to jump him, and then it sucks, man. I know Sean Brady's from Philly, and I've said it multiple times. I'm a Cowboys fan. He's a Philly fan. Ain't no love lost there, but I respect Sean Brady. I respect his game, his jiu-jitsu especially. I think he's going to get the win. He should get the win. So, I'll give this Philly guy a pass, and I'm rooting for Sean Brady. The opening fight on the main card, Bobby King Green taking on the Little Heathen, Jeremy Stevens. King Green is my opening at a minus 310 favorite over Jeremy Stevens at plus 250. I think I'm going to go King Green on this one, man. He's coming off that big win against Daniel Zellhuber. I know before that he beat let's see real quick. He beat Zellhuber. He beat Gibson Jr. by split decision, which was a close fight. But I think Gibson Jr. took that on short notice. But then, before that one, he got finished by Mauricio Hufi, TKO first round. And then before that fight, he got finished by Paddy Pimblett in the second round, I believe, as well. But he looks good in his last two, for his two tough guys in Zellhuber and Gibson Jr. Jeremy Stevens, he's been gone for a while. They brought him back for I thought it was going to be his retirement show in Iowa. And I think that was last year versus Mason Jones. He fell to that one, but they're giving him another opportunity to come back now. So I like Jeremy Stevens, but I think he's just kind of past his prime right now, and I think King Green's going to get him out of there. I'm just going to skip over a couple on the prelim cards. I like Atiba Gutierrez taking on Ozzy Diaz, but Atiba Gutierrez is like minus 1,000 favorites, so you probably have to bet the under or something to get value out of that. Joel Alvarez from España, he's plus 140 taking on Yaroslav Amazov. I really like Joel Alvarez on this one, man. He's plus 140. It's not a bad bet. I mean, Amazov is coming off the win over Neil Magny, who has kind of been like the gatekeeper at 170 for the longest time. But Joel Alvarez is coming off a big win against Vicente Luque, Jakar Close, and Adrian Brenner, is it? Elvis Brenner. So I'm gonna go with Joel Alvarez on this one, man, over Yaroslav Amazov, and you're getting him at plus money. That's not a bad bet at 170 pounds. I'm taking Joel Alvarez. The next fight down, Grant Dawson versus Mateus Rebecki. Grant Dawson is slight favorite at minus 150. Rebecki's plus 125. I like Grant Dawson on this one. Next one down, we have Jim Miller, man. He's been in there forever. He's taking on Jared Flash Gordon. Jared Flash Gordon is minus 310. Jim Miller is plus 250. This is going to be my throwaway bet. I'm going to go Jim Miller, and I'm going to go Jim Miller by submission probably. So, yeah, call me crazy, but I'm going to go Jim Miller, man. Country boy Jim Miller to beat Jared Flash Gordon. at plus money. Early prelims, Roman Kopylov, underdog versus Marco Tulio. I like Kopylov on this one at plus money. But man, Marco Tulio he's got 3 wins in a row, but Roman Kopylov has fought the better guys at the middleweight division. I mean, he's coming off the loss versus Gregory Rodriguez, Hobocop. Um, and he also fought uh, Paulo Costa before that, which was a unanimous decision loss. And then before that, he fought Chris Curtis. I mean, those are 3 big names, man. I'm going to go Kopylov with the underdog money to beat Marco Tulio on this one on the early prelims. Pat Sabatini versus Willem Gomez from France. I'm taking Pat Sabatini. Basinger Suskaraev taking on Jordan Santos from Brazil. Suskaraev is a big favorite, minus 500. That's Hamzat Chimaev's one of his boys from Chechnya, his training partner. He looked good. He showed that he had grit and could weather a storm in his last fight. Got dropped, got hurt, came back, won by submission in the second round. Besengur Saskaraev, I'm taking him to beat Jordan Dos Santos. And then the opener on the prelims, Clayton Carpenter versus Jose Ochoa from Peru. Ochoa is minus 200. Clayton Carpenter is plus 160. I've been going a lot of underdogs lately. I think I'm going to ride with the favorite on this one from Peru, Jose Ochoa. So that's what I got for the breakdown for UFC 328, guys. Uh, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm really leaning Hamzat Chimaev on this one. He's the big favorite at minus 550. But if anyone can do it, it's the wild man, Sean Strickland. So you guys let me know what you guys think. I mean, if you even think that Sean Strickland has a chance, if you think Hamzat Chimaev is just going to run through him, or if you think Hamzat Chimaev is going to slow down in later rounds and maybe Sean Strickland can work his way up off the mat and then, put pressure on Chimaev, let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell so you get notifications. Watch fights, drink pints. See you on the next one. Peace!